about 5 ways you can save money. 5 ways that I have pretty much programmed myself, my family, to save money, because in this economy, we need it. So today we're going to talk about 5 ways you can save money and make sure that you are on top of your game when it comes to budgeting. Housing's going up, insurance is going up, cars are going up, food's going up, rent's going up, everything's going up. So what can save us money? 5 things that we should be doing today. I promise you, it will benefit you in the long run. Now the first thing that I do each and every month is I listen kind of to a Dave Ramsey plan. It's like I tell my money where I want it to go, meaning I have a budget. I have to budget my money. I know this seems like a very far out, stupid kindergarten thing to do, but I promise you, when you actually see the dollars and you see it dwindling, and you see where it goes, then it helps you prioritize where you need to cover your spending, but also, what are you spending your money on? When I did this when I was younger, me and Misty, when we first got married, I started realizing that I was blowing way too much money on food, outside food. And I was buying too many prepackaged foods. So I just learned to say, you know what, this is not a good move. So once you start budgeting, you start seeing the problems that you're going to have, and you start seeing where you need to either make money, cut money, or figure out a better way forward. This is one way that you can tell if you've got too much vehicle. If your house note and your vehicle note are the same, it's time to buy a new vehicle. It's time to sell that one and find a clunker. I know that sounds crazy and sounds so juvenile, so kindergartenish, but I promise you, if you start writing your money out, it will make a huge difference. I started doing a budget plan back in 2008. 2008 now. And I'd put on the top budget and living expenses of 2008. And the first 5 or 6, I blew it out of the water. I messed up. I screwed up. I didn't spend like I was supposed to. But then it got easier because I started realizing I could save money here. I could spend money here. I could do better here. I could do a side hustle and make a little extra money here. And then I started realizing if I wanted to go out and eat, I had to do something else to motivate me to make more money this month or this week to be able to do that. So number 1, get on a budget. Kindergarten, but it's the best way to start. Number 2, part of that getting on a budget and ways to save money is you start telling your money where it goes, correct, but then you start saying, where is my money going? So when we talk about prioritizing, we need to find out what our needs are and what our wants are. So number 2, you got to find your needs and wants. I love new vehicles. I passed a cousin of mine, bought a brand new vehicle. Man, I was like, gosh, that's awesome. Wasn't envying, didn't covet it, but it was just like, man, that's nice. But it's nice for him because I don't want the note. So I started realizing my needs and my wants. I started saying, okay, if I could drive this vehicle for a little bit longer and I could take that same $200 or $300 at that time, $200 or $300, $400, whatever I was going to spend, I'm going to cubby it up. I'm going to put it in an envelope. I'm going to put it in my safe. I'm going to put it in a checking account. I'm going to act like I'm writing the check, but ultimately, that's not what I'm doing. I'm saving the money. So number 2, I started realizing my wants and my needs. And then I started prioritizing my needs first. I wanted to cover, of course, my house note. I wanted to cover my insurances. And then, of course, I wanted to cover my food. And then whatever was left was, okay, I have a little extra money to put towards this. Or I have a little extra money to put towards vacation. I have a little extra money to put towards whatever it may be. I started realizing needs versus wants. And then I realized I wanted that truck, but I didn't need it. I realized I wanted to go out and eat tonight, but I didn't need to. I wanted to buy that on Amazon, but I didn't need it. The more I started realizing, that's how I started saving money. And that leads me to number 3. Number 3, you have to pay yourself. Part of that need that we were just talking about is you have to make sure that you're working tirelessly. We've built an America as great as it is. But as great as it is, all we do is work. I mean, honestly. So you have to benefit yourself. Now, this is not one of those things like, I'm going to do what I want to do and spend my money no matter what. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to put a little bit back because there are going to be rainy days. So you have to pay yourself. Now, one part of paying yourself, this is not quote-unquote retirement. Retirement comes later. Right now, you just need to get where you have some extra money. 55% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 65% of Americans feel like they're underwater at all times, meaning they're making it, but barely. 70% of Americans use credit cards for most of their majority of their month. Even if they pay it off, they're struggling at one point in time in the month, so they have to use credit cards. This is not normal. So we have to get to the point where we kind of pay ourselves as part of the needs. So when we make our budget, like we talked about number 1, and we talked about needs and wants, like we talked about number 2. Number 3 is you actually have to pay yourself and let that be a part of a priority. Now, you can't pay yourself top dollar, but maybe after your house note, insurances, and of course your food, you're like, you know what, we have an extra 50 or 100 bucks this month. Let's just put it up, because I know one day we're going to need it. The only way we're ever going to get out of debt, which is number 4, we've got to start putting a little bit of money back. And that leads me to number 4. You've got to cut the cards up, man. We plan a time to go. Like, for instance, yesterday, prime example. Now, I am, basically 20 years into dating my wife, or marriage to my wife. We met back in 03, got married in 06, and so pretty much we've been together a long time. There's times that we have blown money, no doubt. But just like yesterday, for instance, we were going to go play Top Golf. I wanted to take the kids to Top Golf. And it was like, we had stuff to do around the farm. I said, I just want to take them out. Man, I saw the prices, and because it was Saturday, it was expensive. And it was like $40 more, basically, for us to go the next hour. So it was like the only time we could go, it was going to cost me an average of $80 or $90 more than what it would have costed yesterday, before lunch. So we just made the decision, hey, we're going to go, we're going to enjoy it, but let's not go today. So we played Phase 10, which was absolutely free. We had the most fun. We spent 4 or 5 hours playing Phase 10. We jumped in the pool, had a blast, played tennis. We had the best time. You know why? Because we realized I could spend a lot of money, or I could do the same thing and spend the family time. What we tend to do is we believe our family and we believe ourselves need stuff. And so therefore we get the credit card and we go buy, we go buy, and all of a sudden we're racking up piles of debt. And to be honest with you, none of that actually makes memories and enjoys the time together as a family, as in just spending time with your family. So number 4 is getting out of debt. So part of getting out of debt is you set your budget. You set your needs and wants. You learn to stockpile a little bit of extra money. And when that money comes up and you can do some things with it, and you've not had a major expense, maybe do some things and fun. But until then, learn to find ways to enjoy life without blowing through piles of money. Right now, you can't even take a family out to eat for under about $100. That's crazy. And a family of 8, we're like $150. So why don't we throw a lot of meat on the grill, swim, have fun, play in the sprinkler, play Phase 10. Phase 10 costs $4.97 at Walmart. Go buy it. It will change your life, and actually your family, you will enjoy time together, laughing and carrying on and joking. Number 4, you got to get out of debt and learn to utilize that time better and do it for free. It's fun. And number 5, we have to all agree, meaning we work as a family unit for this. My kids know I work very hard, but when we were younger, especially when my oldest were young, we realized we did what we could and we did not overdo. So we spent more time around the kitchen table. We spent more time cooking. We spent more time teaching them how to do things. We spent more time out on our farm. We spent more time investing in them versus investing in junk. So number 5 is family time. Now number 4 kind of went into that, but number 5 is family time. One thing I've realized is it costs absolutely nothing to love somebody. Don't get me wrong, you have to devote time to them. You can't just buy them out. We have a family member, I don't want to say any names, but we have a family member that instead of spending time with us, they just want to buy for our children, buy for them, and they act like that is love. And my kids are just like, it's okay. What they would rather you do is spend time with them. What I've realized is the more time I devote to my family, the more time I devote to building my family, truly the more money I save. Why? Because I'm not being a cheapskate. It's because we've learned to just enjoy time together. Like, we've enjoyed watching Ryan Trahan's 50-day series, basically where he's going to 50 states in 50 days. It costs nothing. We literally sit down and watch it as a family. It becomes like a fun thing for us to do. So we don't watch a lot of TV. So we'll eat together, spend time together, we'll make a little cake dessert, and then we sit down together and watch that, and we just have a blast. We've gotten to where we kind of walk and run together. We work out together. We've done some exercising together. Those kind of things make memories, and it's free. So these are things that I literally started practicing a long time ago. And now God has blessed us, and we have done better for ourselves. But guess what? We're still doing those same things, like the Top Golf yesterday. We chose not to go because it cost too much. We'd rather spend that time as a family. we're going somewhere today, and because we're having to go somewhere after church today, we're literally being very careful and conscientious. So we're packing our drinks because that's one less thing that we have to buy. We're packing some snacks. That's one thing we don't have to buy when we're on the road. Because it's a long journey. We're not going to be home for a certain time. See, that's the importance of it. These principles not only save you money, it builds character and helps us actually become better. Today I just want to share that with you because so many times we're just in a tough spot. And if we get up a tough spot and find happiness and joy, happiness and joy doesn't come from spending money and blowing money and being in piles of debt. Most of the time it leaves us very longing and feel like, man, we're alone up here in piles of debt, living paycheck to paycheck. We learn to have these principles, these core principles, can actually change your life, no matter what age you are. Please subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, check out our content later. God bless.